Good morning everyone. As we have studied in the previous classes about the challenges we are facing in democracy, what are the problems, common problems in democracy. Today we are going to discuss about the outcomes of democracy. As we know that democracy is the best form of government overall the world. People feel that democracy is the best form of government. Some challenges in democracies also we have studied previous class. Today we will discuss what expected outcomes in a democracy are there. What are the expected outcomes as people feel this is the best form of government. So we also need a best type of governance or administration from democracy. So there are various aspects we can find the quality of government, how the government is responsible to the people, or how the economic well-being of a country, or inequalities, some other problems also, social differences and conflict. These are all affecting the dignity of the person or individuals or freedom of individuals. These are all problems especially in India. We know that it's a diverse culture ours. So these all problems or challenges are visible in democracy in India. So here final verdict, the positive but qualified leads us to think. So positive verdict leads us to think about the challenges in democracy. How can we settle all these challenges or the problems in democracy and expect the best outcomes from democracy. That is what we are going to learn in this chapter today. Now we know that how do we have to think about how do we assess democracy's outcomes. So how do we calculate the best way, or how do we find out the best way of administration in democracy. We know that there are democracy. Okay, previous classes also we studied in the lower classes also, or republican government even existed in the ancient period also. Slowly democracy has come out. Now there are various types of democracies also exist in the world. Example, in 9th standard we studied that China is democratic nation, but there are no much power to the people, and because that there is no freedom for the people to elect any of their choice. There is no choice for the government. There is only one party system. In European countries, Britain and America also, Britain especially, and in America also, we can find out there are only two parties, two electoral parties. In our country, we know there are several parties also. Here we have people have the freedom to select any party as they like. So here in the in class 9 also you have studied something that then an argument between the students and Madam Linda. Okay, so here this what is that in the chapter 2 of 9th standard. So it emerged from the conversation about democracy between the teacher and the students. So democracy is best form of government when compared with the dictatorship or any other alternative form of government. They were discussing that democracy is best comparing the dictatorship. If the ruler, a monarch or dictator is ruling, there is no right or people do not have any freedom to decide there. So why we feel that the democracy was best? Because there are some reasons. It promotes equality among citizens. All citizens in democracy are considered equal. There is no upper caste or lower caste differences, and no caste differences, no language differences, no religious differences, etc. Whether they are just there is a criteria, those who have completed a minimum age to decide. So that is one adult franchise which we call in our country. People who are above 18 years are ready to vote. They have there is no differences. So equality among all the citizens are available in democracy. Another one, it enhances the dignity of the individual. It respects, democracy respects every person, individual. Another one is it improves the quality of decision making. There are some ways for decision making in a democracy. It provides a method to resolve conflicts also. And if there are conflicts between or communal clashes or conflicts between the people or a group or a region, it can effectively settle. It allows, the democracy allows the room to correct the mistakes also. If any political party or any government has done any mistake, there is opportunity to correct and bring to in the correct form of methods. Even if I'm taking decisions also, if it is wrong, there is opportunity to correct it. So are these expectations realized under democracies? That is a question. So when we talk to people around us, most of them support democracy against other alternatives. Such we know that if there is a monarch or a military government in Pakistan, we know that a military dictatorship, a military rule came out, and in Myanmar also we have come to study that when the democratically elected government was overthrown and military captured power, so government people do not have the fundamental rights there. In a monarchy also, if there is a single ruler or monarchy is ruling, there is no freedom to people, and people do not have the right to decide also. Monarch decides or military commander decides there, and people have to blindly follow. So suppose a religious ruler, particular religion is proposed or there given importance there, other minority religious communities are tortured there. So here often we say democracy is the best form of government, but not so many of them would be satisfied with the democracy in practice, because not all the people are satisfied. Even though India we are following democracy, we are many cases not satisfied with the government and its policies. Okay, so we face democracy in democracy some of the dilemma. So it is seen good in principles. Democracy principles of democracy are very good, but in real life sometimes we may not find all these are followed by the people, even politicians or in the ministers, especially the ruling class. We know, but sometimes not so good in practice. While all these are in practical, it may not be sometimes possible and right. So this problem or this dilemma invites us to think hard about the outcomes of democracy. Even though principles are very good, democratic principles are very good, its outcomes sometimes we are worried about. Why then do we prefer democracy only for the moral reasons? Are there any some prudential reasons to support democracy too? So here over 100 countries, when we are thinking about some all over the world, over 100 countries of the world today claim that they are practicing some kind of democratic politics. So we know that more than 100 countries in the world are following democracy. So they have formal constitutions, they hold elections, and they have parties, and they guarantee the people their rights of citizens. So all these democracies are following the same, almost a similar procedure, not completely but similar procedure. Elections are conducted, there are constituent, they have constitutions, okay. So also there are many parties also, they also guarantee the rights of the citizens. So these are all promises of the rulers. So while these features are common in most of them, these democracies are very much different from each other in terms of their social situations, that economic achievements and their cultures. We know that their culture of China and India are completely different. China follows democracy, India also, but China has only one party. There are much differences, and they also torture the other religious communities also there. In India, we know we follow secularism. All religions are considered equal here. So this type of differences we can find even in most of these countries, even though they are democracies. Many differences we can find. So what may be achieved or not achieved under each of these democracies will be very different. China's or America's or India, we can take the examples of these all countries, different types of achievements they have. So these democracy will be very different but there is something that we can expect from every democracy, that is just because it is democracy. One common thing is democracy is followed in these countries, but many differences are also we can find. So our interest in and fascination for democracy often pushes us into taking position that democracy can address all socio-economic and political problems. In democracy we can settle all the problems whatever we have in a democratic way. So here if some of our expectations are not met, we start blaming the idea of democracy. When the politicians are, and we are expecting many things from the politicians or from the government, when we are not receiving these expected outcomes, we often blame not the politician, especially democracy. We often blame that democracy is wrong, not about the government or politicians or ministers, etc. So here, this is because we feel that democratic policies are wrong. No. Policies or principles are right, democracy or democratic principles are right, and it is more suitable for the modern world, but here the government is wrong. Okay, so here it can only create conditions for achieving something. The citizens have to take advantage of these conditions and achieve the goals. When the principles of democracy is good, we have to insist the government. People have the right of freedom and they have the rights also. So we have to insist the government or force the government to bring the best outcomes in democracy. That is what the citizens have to do. So here we can examine some of the things we can reasonably expect from democracy and examine the record of democracy. So what are the examples we can say? How can we assess democracy best way as they are accountable, responsive and legitimate government, that we will study in the coming class.